What's up, everybody? As predicted, it's looking like military training is changing dramatically, and we've got the war in Ukraine to thank for this. This video is by the New York Times, so it's probably going to get copyright claims. So please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will leave a link to the original video. It says why Marines are racing to master drone warfare. We're going to see a massive change, as you are aware. We watched a video recently that said 94% of casualties in Ukraine come from drone warfare. 94%. Absolutely remarkable and just game-changing when it comes to military warfare. As someone who was boots on the ground, Royal Marines Commando, it changes everything. It changes literally everything. And so this 4.5 minute video we're going to check out, we're going to see what the US Marines are doing to kind of adapt to this new military world that we're living in right now, because it's changed everything, hasn't it? Like, this is gonna, warfare forever will change. It's like the invention of the first fighter jet, the invention of, I don't know, the automatic rifle, or the invention of the rifle, right? Going from, you know, something like a musket to a legit rifle. This is changing warfare forever. So this is going to be super interesting. Before we get started, though, check out Chug. 10% off. Link down below for the best drinking vessel in the world. Summer is coming. You're going to want to get yourself out there and keep your beverage nice and crisp and cold. And this is the way to do it. A classic tanker. A classic tanker, but with modern design, where you can take the inside out and put it in your dishwasher, which is really, really cool to protect your wood. You've always got to protect your wood, guys, okay? That way, this is nice and safe. This is in your dishwasher, and then you can put it back in and take it out to the fire and get your beverage nice and cold. And there's all sorts of different colors. This. And 10% off, link down below. Free customization, free bag, and delivers to America. So get yourself one right now. Also, check out Morale, my drink. If you're in the UK, buy yourself a Morale. Go try it. I'm going to be at festivals. I'm going to the British Wild Food Festival in a few weeks. I'm going to a few others. There's a chance I'm going to the Outdoor Expo next March. Very, very exciting. So yeah, check it out if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on here. I'm going to be pausing it and talking about it quite a bit, okay?
Bomb on target, 1x8 PERS, 4-meter hob, 30-second SST.
I wonder how far out these lads have to be from the drone.
Roger, sending.
It's the tiny weapons seen in conflicts around the world.
Hold on, he's got an Osmo Pocket 3 on top of that
SST.
drone.
Roger, sending.
It's the tiny
Interesting. They're using obviously that's a DJI Osmo Pocket right there on the top with a little screen. But why are they not just using like a generic gimbal camera or something?
weapons seen in conflicts around the world.
Jacksonville.
Attaching warhead, inserting cap, flipping drone. Spinning props.
You may
So they're legit. Oh my God, attaching warhead. So they're going through military commands here. This is becoming a new sector of the military. This is what we're seeing in front of our eyes right now is insane.
not see it coming, but you'll hear it. And by then, it's already too late.
Contact. We got southeast facing window.
That's another thing. CQB is going to change
Request
forever.
permission to engage.
So this is a first-person view attack drone, essentially a modified quadcopter.
I wonder if with the military-industrial complex, the US military-industrial complex, we see a vast amount of evolution of military tech in such a short period of time, don't we? We see this incredible push. And considering how prevalent drone warfare is going to be over the next, well, forever now, it does make me wonder, are they starting to try to figure out technology on how to make them quieter, make these propellers a lot quieter?
And these Marines have just had 3 weeks of training to get ready to get this thing into combat.
FPVs
3
are
weeks, that's
designed
it?
to follow a moving
Just 3
target
weeks?
and bomb it with a push of a button. This seemingly simple tech has transformed and even defined modern warfare.
It has, like I said, 94% of casualties in Ukraine come from drone warfare. It's unfathomable.
The threats we face today from hostile drones.
I like his. Can we just pause what he's saying? That Sue. I don't know much about this Pete guy, the U.S. Department of Defense or Department of War now, isn't it? I don't know much about him. Obviously, it's hard to really gather information about someone in politics these days because there's two sources, right or left, and one of them will hate and one of them will love, and you can't get an unbiased opinion. So this individual, let me know an unbiased opinion on him in the comments, and let's try and be civil. But all that aside, that suit, I don't know about the shirt choice with it, but that suit is smart.
Grow by the day.
Last summer, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth ordered combat units across the military to rapidly train on and deploy small lethal drones, like the ones seen in Ukraine and the Middle East.
Okay, I think every troop should be training on drone warfare, 100%. They need to have that qualification in their back pocket. However, I believe that there needs to be a new department of specialists that do this. I want them to start making SF drone pilots, people who are unbelievable at this stuff, that they can get in somewhere, sneaky beak it, like reconnaissance, get in there doing OPs and all this other stuff, but are also absolute experts at FPS drones. FP
Now the
drones.
Marine Corps is racing to train and certify hundreds of pilots and get FPV drones into every unit.
FPV
It'll be the
drones.
first time Marines will have attack drone capabilities.
The first time I've ever touched or operated an FPV drone was through this course. Prior to that, I had no experience whatsoever with it.
So this needs to be like a common like this needs to be common training for military now. Like I said, I want there to be individualized units for this, which I think is 1,000,000% the truth. We should have SF drone pilots, right? But I believe that military people should be training FPV drones like they do CQB. Like I'm talking weekly, bi-weekly, every other day. It needs to be that prevalent. You okay, Junie? Yeah. It needs to be like, sorry, my baby girl's off with me
Corporal
at the moment because she's got conjunctivitis. Bless her little heart. She's sat around there. Yeah, I think troops need, like, if you were in the military, you'll know this, at least within the past, 10 years. When I was in the Royal Marines, in training, we did a lot of CQB. When we got to a unit, we really smashed the CQB. With your fire team, learning how to clear rooms very quickly. I believe personally, right, and you might not agree with me, but 94% of casualties in Ukraine, I believe that there should be regular training for military troops when it comes to these drones. It should be, a drone should be just as common to them as their comms kit, as their rifle, as their Bergen Daysack, all this. They should all have these drones now. That's the way it should be. Personally, that's what I believe.
Noah Player is part of the 24th Marine Expeditionary Unit. He and his fellow Marines could be deployed any day now, and
Where
they'll be
to?
expected to use drones like this in combat.
Yeah, where
This
to
is
though?
the
Where are you gonna go?
generation of the video games. A controller in your hand and a headset on your eyes.
Pilots see exactly what the drone sees through a headset and guide it to a target with a controller.
I think the most gut-wrenching feeling for me, though, is being able to see the faces and the people before they get hit with a FPV. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting up and close, aren't you? So there's going to be a new sector of PTSD and mental health training there where you're really getting up close. When you're shooting through a rifle, yeah, you've got a scope, but you're still seeing people from a distance. You're going to be seeing people's faces with these things, aren't you? That's something I didn't think about.
The freeze
Scary.
frames.
Yeah.
Killing someone with one of these, if I don't do it to them, they're going to do it to my boys.
That's true. That's
Unlike
true.
America's Gray Eagle and Reaper drones, which are the size of a school bus and cost millions to make, FPVs are small, cheap, and extremely precise.
Oh, look at that one. Or maybe it's the same one, just looks more square. Yeah, I honestly believe that they should be making training drones and everyone should be using them.
If we were going to take a small flying aircraft and put it in the air, all we could do was look at things. So intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance.
Not
what
anymore.
we did not have was a kinetic asset, and we did not have an asset that was cheap enough where it did not have to be recovered.
Yeah.
Russia and Iran have been refining this technology in real combat for years.
It do, yeah, I think it's going to be so interesting. The best way to train these individuals cheap would be a video game. some sort of video game where you can fly a drone using the drone controller, and they're just using it constantly. The lads training each other to race between trees and stuff like that on these video games, then get them out on the field, having them race through certain circuits, having them do maneuvers to get out and all this other stuff. Like practice, and then start strapping ammunition to it and tactics on where to hit on certain vehicles. That's another massive thing that's going to be now. Like, it wasn't really my specialty to learn where the weakest part of a tank was. Like, that would have been something that, you know, if you go on an op and they were like, by the way, they've got a tank, you'd be like, what the fuck? Let's get some artillery in or something. Now it's like, here's the weak part on this vehicle that you can hit with a drone. How are you going to do it? Like, the information you've got to retain on the enemy's infrastructure and vehicles is going to change as well. Like, it's honestly, it blows my mind on how vastly different. This is like going from crossbows to gunpowdered weapons. Like, we're changing the trajectory of what our weapons are. All soldiers will have rifles for the foreseeable future. They're all going to have rifles. They're all going to have comms kit. It's going to get to a point where a drone is going to be in that arsenal that they have on them 24/7. I guarantee it.
Now, Marines like Noah are being asked to master these capabilities in weeks.
I think because we want to make sure that the way we implement and use FPV drones is the most effective, it makes us a lethal competitor.
100%.
Are we moving fast
yeah.
enough? No, but I don't think you can ever move fast enough. What we're doing right now is taking steps to make sure that when we do meet our adversaries on the battlefield, we're employing better systems.
I do think with the military-industrial complex, things can move quite quickly. And so what I do believe is going to happen is we're seeing a slow introduction of drones right now. And I think before you know it, it's just going to hit like a tidal wave. And you'll get these computer programs to practice drone, you know, flying through the computers like a video game. You'll get training equipment, and it'll all come all of a sudden very, very quickly. You're more likely to see a rush with that stuff if the US goes to war with someone, inevitably. But I think it's going to be slow, and then boom, bunch of it happening very quickly.
More effectively, and we are able to shoot, move, and communicate better than the enemy.
Yeah.
The US is also behind on manufacturing. China and Russia are capable of producing millions of FPV drones per year. By comparison, the Department of Defense goal is to field tens of thousands of them by the end of 2026.
Is that enough to combat the millions that potential adversaries might have?
Definitely not.
If you gave the Marine Corps millions of drones, all except thousands of them would be sitting on a shelf somewhere because there's not enough Marines to field them. The more important thing is, how do we backfill those numbers when they're reduced because they're employed?
Yeah, I agree with that, but I also think that the military should be taking this just a bit more serious. I honestly do. I don't think any country yet has, apart from Ukraine, obviously, is taking training their troops on drones as serious as it needs to be. The statistics coming out of Ukraine are staggering, absolutely staggering. And if people aren't seeing that as the future of warfare yet and specialize in that, they're still putting thousands into what could be irrelevant warfare now, is ridiculous, let's be honest.
For years, the Pentagon acknowledged it needed to take drone warfare more seriously.
Yeah.
But only recently began making them at scale.
What makes you so confident that if you were to deploy tomorrow, that you'd be ready to the task, that you'd be up to the challenge?
Experience is experience, and nothing can take away experience. But
That's true.
With what little time that we've had and the amount of effort and determination that we have, I think puts us head to head.
Great video there by the New York Times. Probably going to copyright, but great video. It's so interesting. It really is. I think it's changing the game forever. And I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Check out Chug, 10% off link down below as well. Check out Morale and you'll see a suggested video popping up. Go check it out if you haven't already. Other than that, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.